Are you putting a random wall of blocks in your level, but get mad because people keep finding the hidden teleport portal you hid in it? Well, I do too. I've had my fair share of making impossible levels. No matter what, someone always managed to find the way, which is really annoying. So that's why I'm here to help you. So first, let's do the basics. We get ourselves a spike wall. And then we obviously need to have text that says lol, like it's essential for impossible levels. So now, normally what you can do, here's how you can do it. So, select the whole wall, get it as group 1, and I want you to go into the triggers and get a toggle block, and then you can tell it to toggle group ID 1. Wait, not toggle group ID, activate group ID. So, with that in mind, now you get to grab a square orb. If you go to the edit special button, you can get it to toggle group ID 1, which will be the wall. So let's say we play the level. Normally, it's impossible, but if you tap the square orb, then the wall will be gone. Now, you see, this basically just the start of it. Like, here is something else you can add. So maybe instead of group 1 being like the wall, maybe group 1 can be like before, a hidden teleport portal. So you can just put this up here, and then put it like that. And if you set all this to group 1, oh wait, I think what happened to it? Oh, hold up. I got this. If you want to actually add like a hidden teleport portal, instead of making this toggle a group, you make the square orb activate a group. And if you don't want instead of the toggle trigger activating a group, you make it toggle a group. So now, if you try ramming into the teleport portal, nothing will happen. If you hit the square orb and go into it, then everything will work just fine. Like, just a quick thing to make this harder. If you want, you can actually hide the teleport portal in a hidden spot. Because let's say if they hit the orb still, they won't notice it. But that's, of course, we're just making it all visible for demonstration purposes. All this stuff is just going to be invisible in the next stuff or so. So I'm just going to do my best to try to hide. So you can do that. Then one final test. Yep, you can do that. Alright, that'll work. So you have to go up, tap the orb, and then go up again. You have to go over here. And maybe we can add like a combination lock, for example. Combination locks are actually surprisingly easy to do. So here's how this will work. First of all, we get through, and then I want you to grab a key, and I want you to place some of them in this order, just so they're just lined like that. Now I want you to copy and paste them and leave a little bit of space. 5 blocks is perfectly fine. So for example, we can have something like this. So and then we have us, and then we have like a wall at the end. But then maybe the wall could be like invisible. So get this to like probably something like group 2. So now if we get this to group 2, then I think it should be invisible. Let me just add that to the very start. There we go. Now it should be invisible. So now we have this. Now at the just like the very start, we want to toggle group 2 with the group ID. And I think what we should do once it's toggled, I want you to toggle trigger. I'm moving the key. We get this toggle trigger like that. Now we make a toggle trigger activate group 2. And now we put this trigger and overlap it with every single key that you don't want to be the answer. So let's say I want the third one to be like one of the lock stick combination. I put this trigger on every single one except for the third. So I'm just gonna use a basic combination. So it's like this, like that, like that. But there is one thing I forgot. Like a very crucial thing to the touch triggers. This was something I forgot to mention before. You have to make them touch triggered. Only if you actually touch them, then will it work. Because then the level will actually be impossible. Don't want it to just be fully impossible. We just want it to be impossible enough so people can just rage. So all of them are touch triggered. So we have something like this, that. Now we do this. Now if this, I'm going to use the stir position just to make this a bit easier. So if we pick the wrong one, then the wall should kill you. But if you don't touch any of the wrong triggers, then you pass. And now the only problem is that we need to make sure that you have to get the right keys as well. So for example, you could just do something sort of like this. Oh wait, if you carefully maneuver, as I was saying, carefully maneuver, which I can't. Yeah, but anyways, like you don't have to touch all the keys to actually get it. You see, we can pass, but we didn't actually touch all the keys, so we have to fix that. So here's what we do: we copy and paste, and then we go to edit group. It's still always grouped. Now we have to make it group 3. Copy and paste it again. We have group 4. Copy and paste it again. Group 5. Copy and paste it again. Group 6, copy and paste it again. In group 7. The only reason I'm making it go up to 7 is because it depends on how many rows of keys you have. As you can see, I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rows of keys. So I'm only adding 5. Now next step that you have to do is get this alpha trigger, go to edit object, and then you make all those extra groups I added invisible. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You'll know if you've done this right if you notice that everything is invisible. And now we get toggle triggers for all of them now, so you copy and paste this. So group 3, and then it activates group 3 at the very start. Do that for 4, you do 5, you do 6, and then you do 7, and that should always work. Now, this time you still get the touch triggered thing, but now it removes instead of adds. So this will remove group 3. This key over there will remove group 4. This one will remove group 5. Moving over here, this one will remove group 6, and this one will remove group 7. So if you do it right, then it should work. So I'm just gonna add in some text that says lol again for a joke. But now, if you get all of them right, then you pass. If you get like one of them wrong, you die. So as you can see, this is fairly simple. It's a pretty simple system. It can really help you out if you're in a jam. But now, it's time we add some extra stuff. So, if we remove this start position, we can make these, we can call like this stuff group 8, and we'll make group 8 invisible. So we have group 8 invisible. So we can make the square orb invisible. Let me remove that. So if I time it right, oh, that's where it is. So it's right by the wall. So I have to sort of time it. But it's really hard to. As you can see from my really failed attempts. Oh, wait, So as you can see, we just passed it like that. But now, we can go one step further. There is another trick you can also do. You can set this to high detail. It is absolutely evil. And I know it doesn't really sound evil, but let me explain why. If you save and exit and try to play it, normally there shouldn't be a square orb. I swear I did something wrong. There definitely should not be a square orb still. So, wait, this should be, this is high detail, so. And then we'll get this group 9, be at group 9, and then we get something that toggles group 9, then we set that to high detail. So this shouldn't be high detail, my bad, I'm sorry. Now, notice if you try playing it now, normally there's like a little signal when there's a square orb, but now there's no square orb. Because we set it to high detail, now you have to set it to low detail mode, and then you'll notice the little particle of the square orb. And that, ladies and gents, is how you make a near impossible level without anyone finding out. If anyone finds out, just call them a hacker. Okay. So please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you found this tutorial useful. Anyways, that's it for me, and I hope you enjoyed this video.